Alright, welcome back to Gloomhaven Solo Deadly. This is going to be the Scoundrel in the Gloomhaven Warehouse, Scenario 8. So this is a boss fight. All I need to do is get to the back room and kill both of the bosses that are in there. I don't need to worry about any of the other enemies, and so I am going to be ignoring them for the most part. This very first turn here, I just wanted these skeletons to walk forward, and I'm fine with them hitting me. I just wanted to be able to get to that door, and I didn't want to have to step on that trap and take the damage from the trap. Traps deal 9 damage on this difficulty, so I'm still taking less damage by getting hit a couple times. Figured I might as well hit this living corpse and give him a wound. Living corpses love to damage themselves by moving or by standing still. Almost everything they do ends up damaging them themselves. So I figured with a wound, I might be able to kill him and have one less body on the floor. But if you know anything about the Scoundrel, you know that she is very good at going fast, very good at going slow, and very good at being invisible. So that's the main thing I'm going to be abusing throughout this scenario. I will not spend much of it where I am the focus of enemies. So since I was able to save my jump boots in that first room, I have them in this second room, and I'm able to get past everything and then go ahead and enter this boss room. I was considering just opening the door and running back into this first room, but it's not really worth it. I potentially could jump back over onto the other side and have at least one of the bosses hit that one trap there for 9 damage, but then I would also be taking some aggro from living corpses, and I would have to be visible in order to get aggro from the bosses at all. So they are going to hit me here, get to +2, which is a little scuffed, and a +1. So they did a lot of damage to me, but I have a health, and 1 health is all you need. That does put me in a slightly awkward position. If I short rest, I cannot choose to go for a second card. I will have to lose whichever card they initially grab for me. So that's a little unlucky. Now these bosses, they are immune to stun, muddle, disarm, and poison. So the only key that was left off that list, a miss right there, a miss and a crit on the same turn, but I was at disadvantage for the miss, so you can't be too upset about that. These bosses are not immune to wound, so one of my priorities, my very first priority since I only had 1 health, was to get invisible. And then now that I am invisible, my next priority is going to be wounding them. But since I only have 1 health, I need to make sure I'm long resting, and so I am going slow here so that I go after everything, and then I'm going invisible again so that I can get a free long rest. Unfortunately, 3 of the cards these bosses have do set Retaliate for themselves, so I was wanting to melee the enemy that was right on top of me, but since he had set up that Retaliate, I would have died to it, and I would have had to lose 2 cards to prevent that damage, so it would not have been worth it. But now I get to go fast, and I can hit both of these guys and go invisible again. Almost not even worth slowing it back down to regular speed because we are just going invisible and monsters are going again. Mind Thief, he just doesn't exist. He's just hiding in the corner. It's the only safe place for him. Although the Mind Thief absolutely destroyed his scenario. That was a really, really fun one. So we are just doing the go fast, go slow strategy. So we went fast last turn. We will go slow here so that we can stay invisible. All of these monsters are just going to do nothing for their turn. And then luckily they didn't get their Retaliate this turn. Not that it mattered since I ended up using a ranged attack. But I'm just going to position myself a little bit further away from the monsters just in case the living corpses get over close to me, because I am going to go ahead and bring in my summon here. So with this one summon, he gives me my adjacency bonus, so now my open wound attack will deal damage, and since I summoned the summon after everything went, it didn't take any damage last turn, and he gets to get an attack right here, so 3 extra damage from my little eagle friend. And then I'm sure he's longed for this world, so he's probably going to be sticking around for a good while, hopefully till the end of the scenario, and then it won't be a solo run anymore. But Mind Thief, so useless. And so now these monsters actually get to see something that they can try to hit. And no, why did he have to die? Oh, I'm actually a little heartbroken right here. Okay, so my eagle didn't make it, but I still have a skeleton, and I'm sure I will finish the scenario with a skeleton in my party. So I do have both of these guys wounded. I had 2 cards here I could have taken a turn, but they were both really fast cards, and I wanted to stay invisible, so I just went ahead for the long rest. I lose 1 turn of stamina, but I think it's worth it. And then here, I'm able to go fast enough that I know I will be able to outspeed all their retaliate cards. So they did draw their retaliate card, but it does not end up hurting me. So I didn't bring the skeleton in on a slow turn, which means that he probably is not going to survive here. He just needs to draw 2 misses. So let's just get the miss right here. Okay. Definitely not a good summoner. Definitely not a good pet owner. But I think you can see what the rest of this scenario is going to be. It is just me being invisible. This was a very, very easy boss fight for the Scoundrel. Maybe I should have tried a different scenario. At some point in time, I definitely will get a scenario where the Scoundrel will have to kill all enemies. And we will see how that ends up going. I would assume it will be possible, but it's probably going to require some really good items. And a lot of gold, and maybe some enhancements. So this is another one of those difficult cases where I'm invisible and I don't want to go super fast, but all of my cards are super fast. And yeah, nothing I had was slower than 17, so I was going first no matter what. But I'm able to get pretty good damage. I can hit them both for 4. And then the card was an attack for 2 because a rolling +1 in crit, it dealt 10 damage. I really wish that had been reversed and I had dealt 10 damage to the one with 18. I basically knew I was going to die from an attack here, but I had 1 card left in my hand, and so I made sure that that card was a card I didn't mind losing. Man, those living bones really went far. So after this short rest, I'm going to have 5 cards left. That seems like it should be enough. And then, of course, I can go faster than everything. Can't get an adjacency bonus here since I have no summons left, but he only has 7 health left and he's wounded, and I've got at least 7 turns of stamina left between long resting and invisibility, so this is a free win. And that's basically all I have for this video. I have 1 more coming up until I have finished all of the base Gloomhaven characters, and that one is going to be the Tinkerer. So I think that one's going to be really fun, and that is what is coming next. Feel free to like and subscribe if you liked this content and you want to come back for more. I think that the Tinkerer one is going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you don't miss that one. And that is all I have for you today, so have a good one, guys. Thank you.